Well, first of all, let me begin my comments by saying that we've had some articulation earlier on in the sessions about the increasing polarization of the world and the political conflicts and the exclusionary policies stemming from that. So the first thing that I want to say is, if you want an example of best practice, of fierce competition and excellent collaboration, look no further than sport. Everything we do, we cannot have a competition without a competition, without engagement with the world, without connection with the world. And the advantage of us in high-performance sport demonstrating the values of a balance between positive competition and collaboration, I feel is a very important lesson for all of us to learn, whether in our business or in our political communities. You mentioned the recent success of the athletes, and of course, the success of the athletes is not that recent. It's actually, they've been developing over the years to the point where they are now a very credible force on the world stage. And this comes back to what, Bernard, you were saying earlier. Do we have the profile to actually make a play to attract big events coming to Hong Kong? And the answer is that we do. Just to give you a little context for the performance of the athletes at the Tokyo Olympics, then I'll get to your Kai-Tak question, don't worry. In Tokyo, the athletes came back from the Olympics with 6 medals and 5 in the Paralympics. Now, over 200 regions and countries participate in the Olympics and have been doing so for the last 100 years. 75% of them have never won a gold medal. 60% of them have never won any medal whatsoever. So Hong Kong is part of a very small minority of players on the international world stage that can actually get out there and bring home medals and fiercely compete and will absolutely be determined to beat you down, but they will do so in the spirit of friendship, under the Olympic values of collaboration and friendship and mutual respect. So I think every time the athletes go out and represent Hong Kong, they are not just telling Hong Kong positive stories, they are performing Hong Kong positive stories. So I think together with sport and culture, this is the advantage that we have, is because we operate in a performative space where excellence is celebrated. And I think that once we catch on to or latch on to the momentum of what's going on right now in sport, we have a very positive direction that we can move in. Now, the Kai-Tak Sports Park is an amazing hardware infrastructure coming online in around 2024. And that's going to, I really believe, be a catalyst for changing how we can attract more and more major events like Rugby Sevens to come to Hong Kong. And in relation to Rugby Sevens, it was mentioned earlier that 16 men's teams and 12 women's teams came to Hong Kong. These were not any old 16 teams. They were the world's best 16 teams and the world's best women's 12 teams that came to Hong Kong. So this is the kind of attractiveness that we have, the ability to bring other places together and showcase and have a fantastic time while doing it. So I believe with the Kai-Tak Sports Park coming online, we're going to be even better positioned. Now, to take advantage of that momentum, we really all have to get on board or we're going to fall off the momentum. And I think that includes the government continuing its policy priority to continue to fund sport appropriately, also at the grassroots level, community level, and school level, as well as at the high-performance level. And also the business community get involved. This is a highly successful part of Hong Kong life. And you have a lot of benefits if you can get involved in sponsoring and supporting the events that are coming onto Hong Kong. And this, in turn, establishes Hong Kong as a very positive, dynamic, and unique place. It really helps our image. Now, the thing about image is that it's a two-way mirror. And I think it's equally important that we express the positive stories of Hong Kong, because these then get reflected back to us, and particularly to our young people, our future generations. They get an idea of themselves reflected back that, wow, Hong Kong is an absolutely super fantastic place. And I think that's the importance of the messaging. It's not just externally focused, but it's reflective back and internally focused. And sport has that power to move that development forward. And it's no coincidence that sport policy is a very important policy priority for many governments around the world, because everybody sees the dynamic and positive nature of sport to bring benefits. So this is not a soft power. This is a very, very visible, hard power. And I think the image of Hong Kong athletes performing successfully, or even when they perform unsuccessfully and they get defeated, but they get back up again with that determination, undiminished determination to fight again. This, I think, has a real impact on social mindsets. Again, whether it's externally with people admiring the competitive, fierce spirit of Hong Kong, and internally, our can-do spirit, our athlete spirit that I hope every young person in Hong Kong and every old person like us sitting here can also learn and demonstrate in our lives, in our business, and in our communities. This is, for me, what's the best part of Hong Kong.
I think you also have a lot of collaboration with China mainland in terms of training and other things.
This is unquestionably, we cannot operate without collaboration. So we collaborate with our counterparts in mainland China. We have a number of institutional relationships in mainland China and have done for many years, and we have benefited significantly from that. Also with our ASEAN partners, and also with our wider Asian partners, as well as with our international partners. So we also, similar to what has been mentioned before, see ourselves as part of that dual circulation pathway. We're circulating within the Greater Bay Area, within China, and out into the Asian region, including our ASEAN friends, as well as internationally. So I think sport has a very finessed way of moving through these political barriers and finding ways of moving forward and showing positive collaboration. And don't forget, 2025, the Greater Bay Area, Hong Kong hosted, co-hosted, National Games will be held here in Hong Kong. It's co-hosted by Macau, Guangdong, and also Hong Kong. So this is going to be a spectacular event. Get behind it, make sure you come out to support the athletes, and make sure that you support the events. This will showcase Kai Tak Sports Park in a fantastic way, because with that beautiful 50,000 seat stadium, we're all looking forward to this, and I think the only way is up.